Putting a saddle onto a seat post can be pretty simple and basic for some people, but a lot of beginners and when I was first starting out, my first bike build, I found it a bit tricky to assemble the saddle onto the seat post. So that construction took me a while to master, and I just thought I'd give some tips on how the assembly can be easy for everyone. What you'll need is a 5mm hex wrench, a clean rag, the assembly items that should have come with the seat post, which involves the clamps that clamp on to the underside of the saddle here onto these bars, the 2 bolts that hold it together, these 2 bolts, 5mm hex wrench used for these, they go in here, and these grooves stop it from sliding around, so you have on most saddles you have a lot of range of motion, allowing you to get the setting or adjustment that you would like. Prior to assembly, I always like to put the seat post in the bike and play around with adjustments, what angle we want the seat post to be on the bike. So slanted downward or upward, depending on if you've got a downhill or slope style bike, or a more cross-country trail bike, or just how you would like the saddle to be positioned for the most comfortable ride. So getting started, we want to start by turning over the saddle and putting together the pieces, clamping the saddle onto the seat post here. Now that the saddle is securely in place and we've tightened these 5mm bolts here, we use the 5mm hex wrench. We can now toy with, as you saw before when I was assembling this, the angle of the saddle, or, well, what changes it is the angle of the seat post, so what adjustment you have the bolts in place here. You can see that little gap there. There's a hole that stretches out from there all the way to here. It goes along like that, along the curve of the seat post here, and you can adjust it. You loosen these bolts and push it like that, and as you do that the seat post, the angle changes, which when you put it in the seat post tube, it's gonna tilt the saddle in such a way. So yeah, that's something that you need to look out for, because a lot of the time I see people tighten these bolts here rushed and not aware of what they're doing, and then they put it into their bike and their saddle is pointing down or pointing up too far, or it's just not the right adjustment. A lot of the time seat post tubes are kind of slanted backwards, so if you want a flat saddle, you want the saddle kind of slanted forwards like I have here. to ensure you have stable riding on flat, uphill and downhill, so it's kind of neutral. You don't have downward or upward slope. So yeah, the adjustments on the saddle using these bolts here are very, very important. They're critical to ensure that you have comfortable and safe riding. Now, onto a topic that has been in a lot of people's minds when coming to bike maintenance, repairs, installations, assemblies, is lubrication. Before putting in these bolts, it would be a good idea to add some just some standard grease that you could find on Park Tool or any other main bike suppliers, well, not bike suppliers, bike accessory and workshop tool, like Shimano and a lot of the brands that manufacture components make lubricants that accommodate the needs of their products. Another thing to keep in mind on the topic of lubrication and installation is the seat post itself, the shaft here, especially down where it's going to be touching the seat post tube. A good idea is to apply some standard grease lubricant that can be supplied from local bike store. Some hobby shops have them, but your best bet is to go to a bike shop and get some grease or lubricant that can be used for installation. And your best bet is to go to your local bike store and get some grease, some standard grease or lubrication that you can use for the installation of your seat post. Thank you for watching. This has been a quick tip from your friends here in Australia. Please like and subscribe to the new channel and also check out some of our other videos. Thanks. Bye.